Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Hi, guys. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record this segment on time today because I had some family issues and some personal issues that I needed to tend to. I do have the notes, but I'm not even going to do this right now. I think it would be more suitable to just continue with the proposed topic for tomorrow. I don't know if you listened yesterday, but we did have the conversation of me introducing the new series, which is us going into the periodic table and just learning the elements on the table and learning about the elements that we have here in this realm and how we are going to utilize the elements that are here in abundance. Because of everything, I'm literally not in the right energy and mindset to go over that topic, but I do want to say this. A few weeks ago, we had a topic and we discussed, I had a vision, I had a revelation, two of them. One of them came to pass. We discussed it right on the podcast. Just before that, I had a message that was clear and concise from the Most High. Like I keep telling you guys, a lot of these messages don't directly correlate to me because I don't have children. I am homeless and I'm not experiencing a lot of the things that you guys are experiencing. So when these messages come through, it is just for me to be the voice, right? To send the message. I am not here to tell anyone what to do. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like me. But it would behoove you to tap in and try to make a better understanding, right, of what all of this is. Initially, when the podcast got started, we had all these different, ideas about what the podcast should actually be about, right? But it turned out that spiritual warfare was more fitting for me and my personality, and spiritual warfare makes for great conversation, right? And we can go on and on with this. We can relate everything to warfare, and we don't have to sit around and try to figure this out. This stuff is right here in our faces, right? Now, what I'm going to say right now is directly correlated to me, and I want to make it plain and clear that what I'm saying is not a message from the Creator or something that He's telling me to discuss like He always does. But once I realized that time had passed and that, remember we had the discussion 8:30ish, the segment should be up for the day, right? But because of what's been going on, I hadn't been able to record. I have the notes. I do have the notes. I took the notes for today, but I didn't record. And I'm going to take that as the Most High telling me to go ahead and just speak about what happened to me in a little bit of details today, right? I'm not a parent, but I am a woman, right? So I have the innate ability to be nurturing and caring and a provider and a caregiver and all of that good stuff, right? A lot of us are going to be tasked with the responsibility of providing care to children who are enemies of people that we don't even know, right? And I think it's important to remember why you're doing something. If you're going to do something, it's really important to constantly remind yourself of why something even began in the first place. I am not an expert, and I keep saying that because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm a know-it-all. And I know a lot of people are like curious, right, as to where I even get this stuff from. For me to know, for you to find out. Keep telling y'all, get with God. A lot of y'all answers would come right to y'all. Y'all would know where I got this stuff from if y'all tapped in. But because y'all are so focused on it being me and why it's me and how it's me, you're totally missing the overall message. And that is not my fault. That's not, what's going on here. But anyway, we're going to be left with the task of providing care to children that are not our own children. If you have children already, right, and you are bringing children into your home that are not yours, just try to be conscientious of how that new person, how that new energy is going to affect everything in the household, how it's going to change schedules, it's going to change energy, because this is a new influence, right? Whether they're older or younger, you're going to see changes, and you have to be able to tell the difference between warfare or just like degular stuff. Of course, your spiritual eyes have to be cleansed. You can't have rose-colored glasses, and you can't live in denial. And you have to be willing to compromise. I don't have any small children. I work with small children, so I'm aware of the different changes that goes into it. However, on a more personal scale, I realize that the children of today have a lot of different issues that we didn't deal with growing up. So I think it's important for us to kind of like educate ourselves on just like culture of today. Like overall, it's a lot of things that I don't know about this generation, but I try to keep myself in the know only because I am a big sister to a teenager, right? Now, when it comes to you guys taking like your siblings' children or like adopting kids, you really want to make sure that that kid is compatible with the other kids in the house. And I'm not just speaking zodiac. I'm just speaking mindset, mentality, behavioral, social, type of ordeal overall. Because we tend to want to do things because it's the good thing and the right thing to do. But we have to really see the benefits for everyone. Like, how does it make sense for everyone in the house? And I just kind of had this conversation more than once today, but I think right now, for the sake of the podcast, I just think it's important for us to kind of just stay in the mindset of things are going to change, and we have to be willing to learn how to roll with those changes. I'm not going to go into too much detail about, my personal situation, but I am hoarse, okay? I am hoarse. I've been hoarse for the past few days, and I don't like that because, like I always tell y'all, I might run into Beyonce, she might need a backup singer or something, and I'm here hoarse. That's not cool. That's not my portion, to be hoarse. So I just don't understand. I just don't understand why we would feel the need to be left to have responsibilities that we feel we can't handle. And if that didn't make sense, I'll rephrase it, because it didn't make sense to me. It's just how it came out. If you feel that you are the person to take on such a responsibility, or if you feel that you're in a position to take on such a responsibility, you have to be willing to take the challenges that come with it. It's going to be a lot of changes, emotional, mental, financial, social, spiritual. You have to make sure that you are emotionally equipped to deal with things that you naturally don't have to deal with. Like I said, my situation is a little bit more unique, but as I sat here and I asked like the Most High, okay, I missed the initial topic, what are we supposed to be talking about? And then he's telling me like, okay, this is what we're gonna do right now. And I know a lot of people probably don't believe me, and that's fine, right? Your job is to just do your own research. Your job is not to sit here and take me for my word and for what I'm saying. You don't have to consider me a reliable person. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. But it would behoove you to actually look into all of the things we've been discussing since day one. I have learned a lot these past 3 years, right? Mainly spiritually. I would say emotionally and mentally, there's a lot of room for growth. I've made room for error, and I am looking to improve on the areas where I need to, buffer it in order to move forward into the next phase, right? But spiritually, I've matured so much that it would do me no justice to sit here and have a conversation with people that I don't even know who's listening for nothing, right? That would mean essentially that I'm talking to no one. Ultimately, that's what that would mean. So I just need you guys to really, really do your own research on the topics. If you've been listening since last year, then you know that these topics are not natural. Like I don't sit here and come up with these topics. The Most High instructs me on when and where. If I recorded it, I was instructed by the Most High to have the conversation. I never come up here and just make up my own topic. Never. Not even since day one. I don't do that. Because then that would be me talking about my own personal experiences. The Most High tells me when and how. Because what I'm saying needs to be applicable to multiple people. Everything I'm going through is not going to be, common for everyone listening. So when the Most High is giving me a topic, it is something that usually doesn't have anything to do with me personally. Maybe something I've seen, maybe something I know of, I'm privy to. But for the most part, these topics are not, they don't evolve around me. I don't need to do a podcast to talk. I could talk to myself. I do it all the time. I could talk to the Creator. I could talk, to the angels. I don't need to do this podcast for myself is basically what I'm saying. The spiritual warfare part of it is what started this podcast. What's keeping it going is my ability to connect with the Creator and have topics that's helping someone. I don't know who. And maybe the people that I'm helping are not going to hear this until next year or 2 years from now. But it's being recorded and put out into the universe and not for me. I do a really good job of recording. And when I say recording, I mean scribing what I'm dealing with. We talked about the different ways of healing. In music, exercise, and writing is it for me. I don't need to do a podcast for myself. Okay? So I love y'all. I'm going to end it there. I hope all is well. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all extended weekend. Excuse me for the scruffy voice because I am hoarse. I hope y'all are eating y'all fruit eating your vegetables, drinking your water, sipping your tea because it's free. And oh, please make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, okay? Spotify, Apple, Spreaker, YouTube. Okay, share the video and spread the word because there's some good stuff. All right, I love y'all. Peace.